Hey everyone, welcome to the Decorative Den. My name's Charity and I am so happy you're here. The Decorative Den is a look inside my craft room where I share all things crafting, planning, and DIY. Today I have a fun upcycle project for you where I will be taking these wee yogurt jars from Yoplait and turning them into little faux succulent planters. This is a really easy project, but one that I think has a great impact and a perfect way to add a little fun greenery to your home. So if you're interested in seeing how I made these planters, then just keep watching. So starting with supplies, the first thing you're going to need is your wee yogurt jar. If you don't eat this kind of yogurt or have these jars lying around, really any small jar would do. The small jelly-sized mason jars would be perfect for this craft as well. In addition to that, you'll need some small squares of styrofoam. So this foam I actually cut just from some packaging I had, but certainly you could buy floral foam at the craft store and that would work just as well. You're also going to need some jute cord as well as some kind of sand or pebble, something that you're going to be filling your jar with. In addition to that, you're going to need some kind of succulent, faux succulent, cacti, and really any floral piece that you would like to put in your jar. And then for tools, we're going to need a hot glue gun as well as a pair of craft scissors. So the first step of this project is actually removing the labels from your jar. And this is something that I did off camera. And I found that just a little bit of dish soap and vinegar with some hot water really helps to loosen the labels of these jars. And so I just took the label off and washed my jar clean so it had no leftover residue or glue. Once your jars are clean and prepped, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of jute cord to the top of the jar just to give it kind of a decorative flair. And so I like to leave my cord on the actual roll so that way I can really use as much or as little cord as I need. And so the first step is really to glue your cord to the top of your jar. And I'm going to place a dot of hot glue towards the top of my jar, but not at the tippy top. And I'm going to do that so that it will be easy to hide the end of my cord when I'm wrapping it around. So I secured that to the jar, and then I'm going to just simply take my jute cord and start wrapping it around the top of the jar. And as you can see, as I go around the jar, pulling my cord tight, I will cover that glue dot and the end of my cord. And that just helps give it kind of more of, I think, a finished look when you're going around. So as you're wrapping, you really can wrap this as many or as little times as you'd like until you kind of like the look of your jar. So I think I'm gonna wrap mine that much. And to finish this off is really simple. All we're going to do is cut our cord. And then what I like to do is take the end of my cord and place it underneath that last wraparound I did, and then just place another small dot of glue down. And then all I'm gonna do is pull my cord tight and up so that end is kind of tucked in between those wraps again. And then if there's any excess, you can just kind of trim it down. I also sometimes, depending on how the cords sit, will put one or two more dots of glue just to kind of secure that to the edge and let that dry. And that's really all you have to do to get kind of that cute natural look to your jar. And jute cord is a natural fiber, so sometimes I like to go around and just kind of clean up these little extra hairs that are hanging off, or little pieces of the hot glue, which leaves those little strings. So I'll just go around and kind of clean up my jar a little bit. So once you're done wrapping the cord around your jar, the next step is to add our styrofoam block to the inside of the jar. And so I do this by just putting another dab of hot glue, and I'm kind of generous with this one, on the end of the styrofoam and just stick it down to secure it in the jar. And you want to make sure that your styrofoam isn't touching any of the edges of the jar, because we don't actually want to see that styrofoam in our finished product. So once that's done, the next step is to take your sand or pebbles or whatever you'll be filling your jar with and simply filling around the edges of the jar to cover up that styrofoam. So we do that until we can just see the top of the styrofoam, and then that is when you're going to want to add your succulent or floral arrangement, whatever you're putting in the jar. And so I just trimmed down the end of this so it would fit better in the jar. And all I'm going to do is stick my succulent into the styrofoam. And then I'm going to take what's left of my dirt and just add that to the top to cover up the rest of that styrofoam. And that's it, guys. This is a really quick and simple craft project with, I think, amazing results. These cute little jars are the perfect way to upcycle a yogurt jar or really any jar you have lying around your house. And it's a fun way to add a little touch of greenery to your home. If you like this video, please hit the like button for me, so I know, and I will create some more craft tutorials like this in the future. In general, please subscribe if you are interested in craft projects, DIY projects, or planning videos, because I definitely have some more on the way. Thank you so much for being here today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.